Didn't realize the phone was almost dead.
In the middle of a video.
Yeah, in the middle of the video. Yes, sir.
We're gonna put this one here and then top it off with what, 65 is it?
65 or 80, what do you think?
80. Are y'all gonna be like trying to distance cast with this?
Mainly surf, I think.
So trying to cast out as far as you can?
Yeah.
80 pound. Yes.
80 pound, and then if I want to do the drone like 200 yards, it'll be alright?
Yeah, it'll still be all right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Now it's just the casting part is the scary part right there, because the you don't want a chance that weight breaking off in the middle of casting, you know, hitting somebody kind of deal.
Right,
So
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially in the new pier.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. So the only bad thing is I won't be able to confirm line capacity because the spool is so small. I won't be able to like confirm anything because it fits up here, just it doesn't move my line counter there. So just kind of a heads up on there. But tight line braid is very
Real accurate.
yeah, they're really accurate. So more times than not, I've seen where you actually get more line capacity than is promised on the spool. So, and even then too. Let's see. Do this. Spool's so small I can't even. Okay, now I got it. All right. Yeah, that zero out the line. Well, I don't know why I'm zeroing out the line counter. It don't matter. Let's see, 2, 3. Get back in the video now. Oh, let's see.
I'm doing 85,
80 pounds.
80 pound, and then just, I gotta pick a color.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, sir.
Ooh, I guess I'll go with the green orange.
You want orange?
I think orange would look good on that.
I don't know if I have it in 80 though.
Okay.
I got it in 100. I got pink in 80. Know that somewhere. Yeah, pink in 80. Got chartreuse in 80.
Which is that one? That one's good.
Yeah, good.
I like that, yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go. So, yep. Yes, I got you down there, Billion. $50 super chat on there. Yes, sir. And I saw that, and then I saw it start to think what he was wanting to do, and I was like, okay, any minute now. And then I finally caught on that the phone had died. So, my bad, guys. Yep. But this one's at 91%, so we should at least be able to get at minimum 2 hours of footage. So, got this reel to do, and Penn Squall 50 to spool up, and then I got to get to building those leaders so I can hit the road before the bad weather comes in too. I also got to get payroll done as well. And yes, sir, it is Friday. One of the things I do like about Fridays is when I get into the truck and I'm listening to, is it Can? They have that country song that comes on, you know, talk about it's Friday and you got $100 of burning a hole in his billfold and getting ready for the weekend. Yeah. But I also like it too because in the morning they do the morning prayer, so that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Are you starting to set up the line drag on the reels, or what's this?
Oh, to break line. Breaking fishing line with that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I was seeing if that was.
See what the breaking strength is, or the.
He is her.
Like that little otro lado.
Nope, wrong way.
Have you done videos on YouTube with it, Albert?
With what?
With the breaking the.
Yeah, a lot of live videos, as a matter of fact. Yeah, yeah. I've broken tight line, Cortland, diamond. Basically, those three lines, the main three that I have broken, because those are what I have mainly of at hand. You know, I don't have all the other braids just to carry here, just to go testing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, once the YouTube channel starts paying me enough where I can start experimenting like that, then by all means, I'm gonna be on it. So those videos that I'm seeing with those guys pulling out the reels with monofilament, I want them to do it with braid, because they'll probably get a lot further than what they are doing now, because right now they're being held back by the amount of line capacity with monofilament on the reel. And this will be a good video for them too, because now they're going to see the 50-pound test over here getting on the reel at, what was it, 300 yards?
That's what.
Yep, 300 yards, and we still got plenty of room for top shot. So that's 300 yards of 50, and we're still going to put more line on there. So for y'all guys that are doing the long distance casts with these type of reels, improve your distance by doing this.
Yeah, practice.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know they got extreme casting, they really do, but they're limited because they're always hitting the knot. Well, it's monofilament, so they can move up and put braid on it, and then they will really start hitting some stupid distance. I mean, they're already hitting stupid, but I'm not taking away from anything with them. Just if they want to hit further, go with braid for sure, especially on a spinning reel like that. I know a lot of the guys that kind of make fun of the other guys that are throwing a spinning reel at the distance competition and stuff like that, and it's funny because they're poking fun at each other, but at the end of the day, whatever works best for them for whatever they're doing in fishing, that's all that matters. You know what I mean? If they like fishing with the spinning reel, cool deal. They like fishing with a bait cast, cool deal. So, me, I'm just I want to go fish. I definitely, though, look at the end game. When I am fishing with whatever I'm fishing with, do I have the ability to stop that fish in a decent time frame, but also to make sure that fish is able to swim off after the catch. If you're sitting there fighting it too much, then you're building up a lot of lactic acid in that fish, and they may not be able to swim off. So just food for thought, guys, if you're looking into buying gear. Let's see. Now this is beautiful. This blue, it's got like a metallic bluish color to it. It is so awesome. Real shiny. Like that a lot. Real or reef reacher fishing. I actually have the needles on hand. We sell them, and they're $20 a piece. They don't have the fancy carry case or anything like that, but they do the job. So normally when we ship these out, we put them in a big Ziploc bag, so that way they're easily found. But you don't always have to have a real tiny needle with the braids that you're using. If they open up, you see how wide that opens up? If you use a thicker needle, it still would work the same way. Sometimes working with a thinner needle works against you because it's so fine it wants to come out the sidewalls of the braid as you're trying to splice it. So there we go. Go ahead and put the brake on this. There it is. Here we go. Alright, just under the lip there and under the lip there, right to the bevel, we're at 141 yards of top shot. So you're at 641 yards of line.
641?
Yeah.
Yeah. 341.
Oh, no?
5, 3,
441. Sorry. 300 plus 141 is 441.
441, okay.
Oh man, my bad, guys. I have not had my coffee today, so the calculator ain't working right now. Well, yeah, I used DEADCRAB back in 02 to 06 time frame, and then I switched over to Solid Power Pro, and then in 2012 to 2013 is when I started switching over to hollow core braid, and I have never looked back since. From setting the hook to fighting the fish to line capacity, all the dynamics of, you know, when I used to walk around, or when I would go fishing, I would carry extra spools of line on the by chance that when I would get a cut off or a break off or something like that, I would instantly just refill my spools right there. And now with the hollow core braids, I don't even worry about that because I got so much line on the reels. I can get cut off several times on each reel and keep fishing it. So that was one of the major reasons why I stopped carrying all them spools, but also too, it allows me to reattach lines because a lot of times I would catch my line back. So there you go. This is the Akuma 8K, and we've got 441 yards, 300 yards of 50 the tight line braid, and then we got 141 yards of 80 pound in the Cortland 16 strand. And putting it together for them. And then also too, y'all saw as when I was switching over the top shot from the backing right there, saw that there was no knot. So that's another huge plus on there. You don't have to worry about anything splitting your thumb, you know, when you're casting out, especially if you're doing a conventional reel and stuff like that. So, all right, ooh, we got a conventional reel. Hold up. Got to reconfigure the system over here for this. Now I'll get this out of here and this out of here. That. Put this back in. Alright, here we go. Alright, so you got the braid. And we're going to do this. Let's see. you got, boss?
Okay, start off with 100.
600.
Can you put like about 100 yards and then use it at any cutter you got for about 20, 30 yards and then pull the rest, just so I know where I'm at the very end.
Oh, okay. You got chartreuse, so
Any cutter out there.
I got pink in 100, blue in 100.
I do what color is that?
Huh?
Orange and
Yeah, do the blue in 100.
Oh yeah, and orange too.
Yeah. Well, I got an orange here, so.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
so-
are with orange.
So let's do the blue in 100 after you do 100 yards, just to know where I'm at at the very end.
Ah, this is beautiful. I was just talking about splicing. So, all right, guys. So for those of y'all that are new to the hollow core game, this is going to be an excellent video as to how the hollow core can help your game out right there. So, yeah, I need to talk to them about this because when they ball up the line like that, it concaves itself, and sometimes it gets under wrapped. Because the outer layers fall on top of it, especially if it's stored sideways like this.
Yeah.
And it creates a problem. So I need to I'm gonna take a picture and tell Jeff about it, because the things as a spooler, you know, for me, these things either help a customer or hurt a customer, and right there, that's not good. Because when you can already see the loose line over here on the left side of the spool, it wants to fall over the middle of the spool right there too. So not good. But it's things like that, like first-hand knowledge is what he really depends on. Like he has that open door that, hey, if something's not right, let me know so I can fix it. And that's why I love dealing with tightline braid and Cortland braid, because that's the open door policy they have. They want to know, hey, tell us, hey, if we got something wrong, hey, get with us. Whereas other companies, I don't know who to talk to, who to call. And that, or they sit there and they doubt, you know, my intelligence and everything else, and I'm sorry. I don't have time for that. And that's kind of the reason why I run my shop the way I do too. Like my workers here, they're not allowed to talk to y'all unless I have okayed it, you know, and I know that they know what the hell they're talking about. If they don't, then they straight up will tell you, you're gonna have to get with them. Like, get with Jeff, get with Albert, you know.
mislead.
Huh?
Mislead.
Yeah, we don't mislead any customers here. I'd rather them wait a little bit for the knowledge and get on track right the first time than be led astray, because I know what it's like being a customer as well, going to another taco shop, and they kind of, oh yeah, you need this, this, and this, and I look at them like, dude, you have no idea what the hell you just said. The Biden knowledge is what I'm going to call it. So, all right, guys. So here's the needle. Look, okay, real quick thing while I'm here. I've got a couple of different sizes of needles, and I want to show you something. All right, so I've got a thicker needle here and a thinner needle here. So resetting that, I'm going to go with the thinner one. I'm not going to go all the way through because the loop is actually broken on this and I haven't used it in a long time. But whereas putting the needle in, I got it in there, and so the braid opens up. That's a very important part of when you're buying hollow core braid, to ensure that it has that ability to do that. If you're putting it on there and it is still looking like this, it's a bad thing. Even if you go like this and it still looks like that, you don't want to deal with that type of braid, because it doesn't allow the needle to penetrate and or allow you to splice. That's how I've broken a bunch of these, because I'm trying to pull the line back in on itself and it won't open up enough to allow it to happen. So if you're having trouble because of the type of needles you're using or the size of needles, it's not the needle 99% of the time, it's the braid. So right here I'm reinserting a thicker needle, and you can see how quickly I'm able to work it because the braid is doing what it's supposed to do. That's real time me pushing it like
And I
that.
still got room on the other one that when they redid it, but I didn't pay for the extra line.
Let's see.
So he just pulled it off there. Pin 9 on.
Let's see.
It's still happening. Like I could put more line.
Let's see. There we go. All right, here we go.
So I'm thinking there should be room maybe for another top shot on that one.
What kind of lines do you have ready?
It's all everything I got from you. Everything's tight line. And
Well, okay, 100-pound test, 130.
yeah. So y'all did one re-spooled. I had a 9/0, and you put it on a 50 wide. I think
Jeff did.
Jeff did. You weren't here that day, and I still had a little bit more room to go. So it was, I think, 870 yards of 130, and then topped off with like another 200 yards of 200.
Nice. So you got to.
It still had room, more room for more. I'm like,
Yep, that is the beauty of the hollow core braid. That is for sure. So, all right, guys. So I have spliced it back in on itself. So there's my loop around my main line here. This main line, and actually I'm gonna turn on the clicker because you're gonna hear, and you can see how loose that braid is on there. But as soon as I apply any pressure, I can actually work it. And what I'm doing here is I'm closing down my loop here because I got a big old loop. And kind of hard with two hands because you got the loop's probably 6 foot around. So now got that, and there is your anaconda knot, guys, right there. Nice, quick, simple and easy, and ready to rock and roll. So let me drop this down just a little bit. Oh yeah. Okay, you're already pretty much locked over. Time to get to spooling. And what pound test was this? 100 pound?
100 pounds.
100 pounds, 600 yards. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna stop 100 yards in, so that way we can put him a splice of a different color line, and that'll give him his 100-yard section right there to let him know he's down to that. And then we're gonna splice back into his green line here. Go from there. How long is your fishing season, Wingstop? I just saw that. Oh man, that sucks. And why is it over? Does it get too cold or? Coming up on the 100 yards. All right, so we got 100 yards here. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna cut this. We'll cut the line. Pull this spool off. And we're gonna go with blue, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Should we do an even 100? So that way, when you're doing this, hey, I'm exactly 200 yards. Because if we do 20 yards, you're going to be like, oh, I'm at 120. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, let's do 100.
Okay. I'm just trying to make it round numbers for you. You know what I mean? Because hundreds are easier to remember than exactly 125 or something. So. Morning.
Hey, what's going on?
Worky. What's up, boss? What can I help you with, boss?
We just in the neighborhood. You checking with you. You got that 1.0?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. But we did get a heads up. The since the ports are reopened because the strike,
Yeah.
we should be getting into sleeves, and more than likely they'll be in next week. I got 20,000 on the way, so, or actually 25,000 on the way. So as soon as they do, I can send Ralph a text to let him know that they're here. So y'all, yeah, we went through our last 5,000 this week. So yeah. Yeah, I couldn't spare any because even now, right now, I'm scrambling to make the last 50 liters I need for a deal. So instead of using the 100-pound mono, I upgraded the liter to 130 just so I can get the liters out because I don't even have the 1.0s. So. Spooling reel, dealing with hollow core. You ever mess with this stuff?
Huh?
You ever mess with the hollow core braids?
No, I was just able to not remember that. I was just stopping by, checking if you already got it.
Yeah, no, not yet, boss. But as soon as we do, we'll let you know. All right, there we go, guys. So there's blue 100-pound and green 100-pound, and there's the connection point. And now put on 100 yards of that, and then we'll splice back into the green and go from there. Yeah, let's see.
All right, my man, I'll check back with you.
Roger that. You be safe. There we go. I think by doing it with 100 will be to your benefit more too, because now you know you're at 200 yards. And it starts enabling you to get a game plan going before you hit the 100 yards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right, so I'm at 200 yards now. I'm going to cut it again and go back to his 100-pound in the tight line. So, yes, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, Jason, are you asking about the hollow core needle, or I'm not totally looking at the screen to read all the comments, guys. So if I missed your question, don't feel discouraged. I'm not ignoring you. I got to look at what I'm doing because obviously I don't have the expert vision that I used to have when I was younger. So, but I have inserted the blue into the green. Now I'm going to go and put the green into the blue. Okay. Let's see, here we go. Wow. You know, when I was in on the base as an aircraft mechanic and stuff like that, I used to work the night shift, so whatever time I got off at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, I would normally be loaded up the night before, have all my gear ready to go the day prior, so that way as soon as I got off of work, because I worked right there on the base, instead of coming all the way home to load up and then to head out, I would literally just drive straight out to the pier, unload my gear, and then start fishing. And yep, ready for a wild weekend of crazy fishing, whether it was good or bad. So, all right, so I've stacked the braid there. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull the excess outer core braid out, and that's what is locking in the braid, basically an inverted Chinese finger trap. So instead of inserting from the outside, I'm actually going from the middle this way and the middle that way and locking it in. So the only way to get the two braids separated is to actually open them from the center right there. And now you understand why I have nails, is because, you know, trying to pick at it like that, I don't want to use metal objects because then it could mess up the braid. So that's why I have nails, guys. Not for any other reason but that. It does make it easier to pick stuff up, you know, from the floor too. So so on the different colors here, what's going to end up happening, guys, If he's hooked into a monster and he's getting spooled out, when he gets to this blue line, he'll know he has 200 yards of line left. When he gets to the next green line, he knows he's down to 100 yards left, and it's time to shit or get off the pot. So, yep. You gotta get ready for that next step, and it's just a warning, guys. It really does. It helps those, when you're getting there to pre-plan a game instead of waiting till you get to the knot and be like, oh crap, I'm out of line, kind of deal, So. No idea. Well, I can understand where you're coming from, Wingstop. Knowing that the fishing is kind of over for the season, that would make me kind of depressed too, boss. I totally feel you there, boss. Alright guys, we're up to 32 people watching and only 11 thumbs up, man. Come on guys. Show some love. Give me those thumbs up. Let's see what's up. And we're going to totally put all of this on here, right? And then switch colors? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you doing Sharkathon?
No.
No?
I gotta work. I'm almost retired, so I can say.
Oh yeah, we need to definitely keep playing the lotto so we can really officially retire, kind of deal. What's up, Ray, Oscar, John, Reacher? These are the names that I could see on the phone, guys. I can only see like 4 or 5 comments at a time without having to scroll up through the comments, kind of deal. So this is 100-pound test of the tight line braid 12 strand that we are pulling on here. Well, it'd be cool to see where we're at because we're coming up on the 500-yard mark. Okay, so Reacher, to answer your question, what braid does the number of threads matter in the hollow core? Okay, so what that means is when you got a 12 strand or a 16 strand, all it means is the individual strands or the carriers. Each carrier is what carries the microscopic threads. Basically, they make bundles of line, 20 or 30 bundles per carrier. So if it has 12 carriers, that means it's 12 of them bundles on there. If it has 16 carriers, more times it is the instead of having 20 strands per bundle, it'll probably have like 10 strands per bundle. You see what I'm saying? Now the other thing about the 12 strand compared to the 16 strand, and this is something that I just learned this year, is that with the 16 strand, it doesn't close as entirely as a 12 strand will. Since it has more carriers, it has more structure, so don't sit as flat as it would with in comparison to using a 12 strand carrier on the reel. So that's why we're seeing a lot better line capacity with 12 strand over the 16 strands. So hope that answers your question right there, boss. Well, I do have to say this. I just looked at their line counter, and if we had not added that extra 100 yards, your 600 yards would have been that first bevel. But because we added the 100 yards, it's going over that first bevel there. Exactly. So nothing bad. I'm just saying, like, it would have kind of, the bevels would have kind of helped you there too. So, but after that, then you.
Right now,
600 and 680 right now. There we go. All right, so that spool is off of there and done. And next color, we're going to 130 and the 600 yards right there. And just a heads up, guys.
Jingle sticker.
And imagine my other wall, because my other wall before I moved over here had the same. I had stickers all over the place. Yeah. So, all right, just a quick reminder, guys. When you do get braided lines, when you get down to the center of the spool, the line toward the tail end, you'll want to cut it off. And the reason for that is because it carries the sticker that they use to attach the line to start the spool will leave some stickiness on there, and when you go to try to splice into your next braid, it'll actually, that stickiness will catch those carriers and it'll make it harder for you to actually splice. That was a hard lesson that I had to learn here too, because I kept, I try to save every bit of line, and I wasn't trying to cut off even 4 inches. But I have found out that if you don't do it, you're going to end up cutting off a lot more, because depending on how far into the needle you drag that line with that stickiness will mess up all that internal braid on the next line. So you want to cut that off, that way you don't have to deal with it as well. Reef, well, definitely I encourage you to check through the channel. We got a ton of videos through our spooling library, spooling all kinds of braids and stuff like that. And I've also got microscopic views of the braids too on our channel as well, where we have a microscope that we've actually, instead of seeing it this small, it's actually this big on the screen, so you can actually see all the carrier groups and everything else, when there's flaws in the line and stuff. And yes, even though this is mass production, there's stuff that flies around that gets drawn into the weave and can mess up the braid. So you'll see a lot of times we're able to fix it, or if we can't fix it, you'll see why we can't fix it. So right here, looks like I pulled it too far out on that side, so I'm gonna see that loop right there. That's the line going this way, but I don't think I have enough outer braid to soak it in. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull this end out and reset it by reinserting the needle, and just take it a little deeper in. And if you go even too far, because obviously it's only like 10 inches right there, even if you go 30 inches in, you're not going to mess up the braid either. All you're doing is just opening and closing it. It's not doing anything to it. So better be overkill than underkill, because then if you're underkill, it'll be like the way I was just now. So right there, now that I've got the braids right there, as you see, I didn't put a whole lot of pressure to lock it in. All I'm doing is going to take out the excess on the outer ends right there. Pull out all the excess off. Do it a few times, because you'll notice and by turning the braid, sometimes that outer core needs a few times before it's completely tight around the inner core braid. So, and there you go. There is your splice connection of 100 to 100, or 100 to 130, and nice. Oh, okay, I made a mistake. I needed the line to be come out on this side, and I got it on this side, which I could still spool it like that, but I'll show you something. Actually, I should have did the test of him here, pull on that and then split it apart like that. I get people with that one all the time. They're sitting there pulling on, and then I split it apart like that. So let me get this line under here. We got that right there. Insert the needle, or the braid into the needle, tow it in some. When are y'all heading down the beach?
Pins is tomorrow. We're gonna hit up like south of Bob Hop here, or depending on, let's see what the weather shows up for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Right.
That's the biggest deal right now. Let's see. We already booked this trip like 2 months ago, and the Airbnb is now only gonna give you a partial, not even a partial or percentage of your money back, so.
Right.
I said, we're in, we're in.
Mm-hmm.
Fish already wet, so.
Roger that. I hear that.
Sure you.
I smarted off to somebody one time. I was like, yeah, the fish are going to get wetter. They can get wetter? I'm like, well, it's raining. All right. Yep. There we go. I'm just kind of upset with myself. That big old 44-inch flathead that I caught, I was going to keep the skull so I can do a skull mount. And I was so tired with everything I had going. I just went and when I dumped the carcass at the dump, it wasn't until it was in there, I was like, oh crap, I could have just cut off the head and threw that in the freezer till I was ready to deal with it. And I didn't even think of it. So, oh, sucks.
You haven't heard the fishing report, Lady Albert?
Not today, no.
Or what's been happening anywhere?
A bunch of Spanish at the packery. They were hooking redfish several days ago at the packery and stuff like that, but I heard they didn't catch any yesterday or, yeah, as of yesterday, something like that. Let's see. All right. Yep, I have fought a couple of grouper, but I ended up losing them because I was not prepared for that style of fighting back then. But I am now. That's for sure. And as you can see, guys, that I have my fingers on the line. And the reason for that is because I'm looking for any imperfections. And you'll be amazed what I find. Even at the speed I'm going, I will find some craziness on here and stuff. But it feels like a speed bump, you know, on a nice flat road and you hit a little bump, you can even feel some of the pavement on there. That's what it feels like. So. There you go. I know over here we can keep grouper, certain ones. I just don't know all the species. I don't know if there is a difference between them for daily bags and stuff like that. I haven't caught too many, so I'm not real proficient at it. So we just passed up 1,000 yards right there. Eleven 1,100 yards right there. $1,200. $1,300, and like I said, normally he does get extra line on there, so you're at 1,312 yards. And that's the sticker that I'm talking about, guys. So it was in there like this, you know, so all that stickiness from the sticker is in there, so I'm going to cut that off.
13? Yeah.
Yep.
Everything was extra.
Yep, 1,312 yards. Excuse me.
12 yards would be long.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Since 94 running charters. Very awesome. Yep, got 700 yards of 100-pound test underneath 600 yards of 130-pound test. And there's still plenty of room. I could easily get another 300 yards of 130 if I wanted to fill it up. You can see this big old gap here. I like to fill up my reels and get more than that, but this ain't my reel. This is their reel. So, yeah. There we go. Rick, you and me both, boss. I definitely need to go fishing. Bade. Bad bade. There we go.
Yeah. I can put stickers on it.
Yeah, man. Come on. There it goes. There we go. Let's see. All right, guys, give me a second. Let me get that. That's all the reels y'all got, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't want to get all comfortable and be like, oh yeah, we've got more reels. Need the calculator for the math here. Only 100 yards first.
Reds?
I'll try.
And did you say we look that way?
Huh?
See why it looked that way?
I haven't seen it yet. I know it's coming,
Mm-hmm.
but
This,
and you get 4, 5, and a 6.
4, 5, and
And one of the
I want to get the summer one.
The silver one was 3 times more expensive.
the which one?
The silver one.
Is it? They do the same thing.
We're at 165 and 8 cents. Oh man. Do me a favor real quick. Count up the bull red leaders that are on that clip, and then what's on the wall so I know how much I gotta build. I'm out of dimes and nickels, bro, so we like full cents.
I'll take a cap over here.
And the other send spike. You have any shark bait?
Yes, I do.
What do you got?
Count ups?
That's it?
Yeah.
No barracuda? No.
No, I'm completely sold out of barracuda right now. I'm waiting on some bluefish to come through, but they won't be until probably later on today.
Later on today? All right.
Those will go by the pound.
The bluefish.
Yeah.
Okay. What
Blue
time?
runners, they're be about day bigger.
All right. I'll come back later on.
189.87.
$26.
29.19. Need it, receipt or you get?
No, I'm good. Just a little bag. Oh, I just.
You wanna put it together?
You got a separate bag?
Yeah,
No,
oh,
no, I picked with the card.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry. Yeah. The cap,
hey, but I'll take it.
Right.
All right, Albert. Thank you for everything. I appreciate it.
Yes,
And what
sir.
time do you think that those blue runners think?
I don't know. He said Friday sometime, so that's
All right, I'll call.
Yep.
We won't be that far away anyways.
Thanks,
Right,
appreciate it.
Yeah,
All right.
go.
Later, guys.
39.
39 on him. Oh, let me go get my notes. You want to do lunch before you go out there?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Huh?
That'll be fine.
I'm actually in the mood for like fried shrimp or something. Let's see. Oh man! All right, let's see where group on one of those. Right here. Great for redfish. Yeah, no, bluefish, I've actually had some of my biggest fights with it, for sure. But these are actually blue runners is what they'll be for the baits coming in. I'm just waiting on, you know, him to say, hey, they're ready or they're good to go and go from there. So we will see. But I need to get back to building these redfish rigs so I can take this order because I got to go to Port A Outfitters and get that knocked out. Got the hooks. Was I doing the mono? There's the crimp. So we got some 8/0 circles or 7/0 circles here, depending on which manufacturer we're using. And then we got the mono. Okay. Why do they have? Nope. That's not what I'm building right there. There you go. So we're building casting leaders with 130-pound monos. You heard my conversation in the last video. We ran out of 1.0 double mini sleeves for the 100-pound test. So what I'm doing is I'm upgrading the 100 to 130-pound test just so we can get the order out for our customers so they're not without leaders for the weekend, because we had a huge shipment of sleeves on the way, but they got caught up you know, from our distributor, but they got caught up at the docks with everything going on. So hopefully now that they have reopened the docks, that we should have our sleeves next week. And I'm probably going to bump it up to, you know, 50,000 sleeves, so that way, because the 1.0s we tend to use a crap ton of. I just want to make sure that we are good to go on
That's
those.
all you wanted was the shrimp?
And I'll do some oysters too, but just do the oysters by themselves, not with the whole meal, because it just wastes
That one
the
is
food.
cheaper with the whole meal?
I don't remember.
I'll check.
All right, that's fine. Well, tell them to add Thousand Island. That way we can actually make a salad, you know, instead of wasting the salad like we normally do. they work. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the video here so I can see it on the screen, because I know I've missed a ton of comments, guys. Ah, the computer's froze. Oh, yep, it sure is. And it's been a few weeks since my computer is frozen like that, but we'll see. Sand trout is also a great bait, yes sir. if you're talking to me, we are actually located in Corpus Christi, Texas. I have a tackle shop here in Corpus. We manufacture all of our own tackle, weights, leaders, surf weights. I started this morning making our leaders right there. So these are the redfish casting leaders. And what it is I got 130 pound test, got 2 foot of that, and 1 foot of 135 pound coated cable to our hook. This is for a casting leader, so that way if they want to use a surf weight, they can. This is mainly for pier fishing or beach fishing right there. And just double checking because I am talking with you. I don't want to miss a sleeve. I would have to admit that is a very good statement right there about using sand trout for bait, you know, them being predators. They actually are carnivores too. They will eat each other. I have used smaller sand trout like this, caught a bigger sand trout like that to turn around and catch bull reds with it. I've also used parts of sand trout on my casting gear to, you know, catch more sand trout. When I'm running low on bait, I use sand trout to catch sand trout, and it's pretty awesome. So, yeah. Need some more 3x4. Out of bags. There they are. I knew I had some here. I just misplaced them. And if y'all are new to the channel, guys, I do not run a pet shop. I don't. Otherwise, I'd be dead. I'm always looking for something and can never find it, and then it'll be right there in front of me. So I don't know what the visual block is with that, but it happens. So come on. Unbury my There you go. Okay. Alright, Reef, we'll check you later, man. Keep us posted on them fishing stories or adventures as well. Definitely love that. So, same here, Oscar. Did the same thing when sand trout it would be all that's biting or whatever, we would use sand trout for bait. I used to go out there because shrimp used to be like $1 a pound. So I'd buy like a quarter pound with 25 cents, and I would cut, you know, the shrimp into individual pieces, and then I would catch perch or sand trout with that. Use the perch and sand trout to catch more perch and sand trout, and then I would start going for redfish thereafter and stuff. So yeah, it was definitely a while ago when all of that used to happen, but still ain't forgot those techniques because they really do help you when you are trying to get going on bait and you don't have much to start with. So I think I may do that one day, you know, go out there with like a few pieces of bait and see if I can make it happen with that, and go from there for sure. So let's see. Roger that, Roger. And I will once I get everybody's name onto the fire drawing, then I will annotate on the paperwork or on the Cash App that I have. Put your name on there and stuff like that too. So let's see. I need some more coffee. Coffee. I have noticed that I was using that mushroom coffee And I guess I'm already building up a tolerance to it. I've learned that the little cup that they, or the spoon that they tell you to use is not enough for me. So I've actually, as long as I increase the amount I'm using, then it works out great. It really does. But yeah. Smoking one. 16-inch croaker. Dang it. I ain't seen one of them in a minute. Nobody's spooning. Oh, there's here somewhere. Well, they sent a wooden spoon in one, but they didn't send it in the other one, so. And where'd they catch that croaker at? 16-inch croaker. I haven't caught any croaker that size since 80. Oh man, was it 89? 89, 90, that last big freeze where the bay froze over. We were actually out there fishing at Park, me and my older brother, and it was so cold. We had our hands in our pockets like this, and we had our fishing rods in front of us on the pier, on the rail. And as soon as the rod would come up like this, we would catch it midair and start to fight. That's how we fished that night, because it was super cold. Our mom went out there and was like, "Hey, it's time to go home." And we're like, "What are you talking about? Like, we're catching a lot of fish." Like, and she's like, "No, it's getting too cold." And we're like, "We're fine." Like, and they're like, "No, like they're shutting down the fishing. You're not allowed to fish because it's too cold." Crap. So we had to go home. Yeah. Yep. Oh man. Alright, let's see. Get back onto YouTube channel. Where is it? Computer's not even like wanting to. I'm clicking on the main bar to do the search, and you know, click on it and it just blinked. 22-inch whiting. Wow. I do have to admit though, I have seen some pretty damn big whiting lately. I wouldn't, not 22 inches, but I think one of the bigger ones we caught was like 19 or 21 inches, something like that. Yeah, it was massive whiting. Looked like a redfish, or an albino redfish is what it looked like. Yep. Oh, Skipjack, sorry to hear that. Yeah, not good. Never good to be laid off. Oh man. Jason, who are you talking to? 'Cause I'd like to see some sailfish around our bays. That would be epic. That would be an awesome catch right there. I was just checking on something. What's the best fish bites flavor to catch pompano? Yes. Now, I haven't seen one flavor bite way more than another, but I have talked to a good buddy of mine, Lefty, Opinion Angler. He actually has a YouTube channel where he loves to target pompano, and he said that the Cohina clam has been one of the major ones that he has seen where he was catching more pompano than the other guys that were there. But again, too, it was 1 or 2 trips that he's seen that. But again, too, you know, 15 yards makes a difference, whether he was overcasting them or undercasting them. That is something that I always you know, try to look out for when I'm out there fishing, because that's a big thing. Is a lot of people don't really pay attention to where they are casting. Most of the time they're just throwing out there, and wherever it lands, and they go from there. But I personally have used, like, you know, the shrimp flavor, power lime, electric chicken, sand flea, and well, power lime, electric chicken, and flesh pink in both shrimp and crab. And I have caught pompano on both of those, as well as the sand flea flavor. For a time there, I was catching a lot of that without the sand flea flavor, because when they went up in the price on the sand flea flavor, it did make it to where I didn't want to spend the extra dollar when I was doing the same thing I could do with these other ones, and it really hadn't set itself apart as to producing more fish. But the Cohina clam and stuff like that is a new flavor that they came out with last year. I just have not been able to get out there and truly test it myself and pay attention to those unique details of when you're out there fishing. You know, was he casting just over the bar, or was he in the middle of the bar, or was he toward the next bar? Like, I mean, those are all real thoughts that I pay attention to when I'm out there fishing. Like, where exactly am I landing? Where did I catch that last fish? So that is very important, guys. When you are out there fishing, or you're asking somebody, you know, how's the fishing, what they've been using, you know, if you can get those technical questions answered, that's even better, because then that tells you exactly that they are paying attention to those details that can make or break a fishing situation. So yeah. All right, Roger, good luck, and we'll definitely be live later on today. I got to build these leaders and hit the road, so I'm going to work on that. And we got lunch on the way too, so I'm excited for that too. Yep. Yep. No, we've caught a lot of whiting, drum, red, flounder, sheephead, speck, shark, blue runners, bluefish, tarpon, Spanish mackerel. Oh crap. Dang, I just wasted 2 of the cables. Dang it. Alright, so let's do this. I'm building casting leaders, not the 3-ways, and I just built 4 of those right there, and those are not what I need for this round of building leaders, so I'm going to have to build replacements for them. What I was actually doing was using the I started making 3-way long and 3-way short leader setups for my for the 135-pound test. However, I wasn't done crimping them, so what I started doing was actually using that section and just taking off the 3-way and putting on the swivel, because it's actually a little faster than it is setting them up from scratch and doing it that way. But we'll see. I might just keep rolling this way. See. What? Jason, can you share the link of where that was found? That I would love to see that, because then I could see which pier it was at and how big it was and stuff like that, because the 2 piers that are in the area are either Indian Point or Cole Park Pier. So that would be, dang, that's pretty epic. Wow. I wonder what they caught it on too, man. That'd be pretty interesting. That'd be real interesting. Wow. Man, that's got me rolling right there. That would be awesome. I've noticed that now that the packery's been open, we've been hearing some pretty amazing catches within the bay and stuff like that, which is good. I mean, maybe we can start getting those types of fish more often in our bays and go from there. So definitely looking forward to that. Still, a couple of feet is a couple of feet. You know, most of those people will never see a fish over 20 something inches, and if it was 2 or 3 foot, that's probably their biggest catch of their life. So that is awesome. That'd be cool. I do know, like I said, with the weather coming in the way it has been, it does stir up the water a lot, and we tend to catch a lot of fish in those time frames when the water is crazy like this. But again, guys, when you're out there in water like that, please be safe, be aware of your surroundings, because you can't see undertows and you can't see rip tides if you're in the water. So try to look at the water before you get in there, to see what the waves are doing, and the waves in action will speak to you big time on it. So yeah. Yes sir, that's for sure. And you know what's crazy? I've been to Indian Point probably a dozen times or so, and I think I can only remember catching the black drum there one time out of those times. And I went out there when it was some bad weather. Like, they're like, oh, dude, they're going to be rocking. Da, da, da. And so we went out there and froze our butts off and didn't turn a single click. So, yeah, been there. It is fishing at the end of the day, kind of like Bob Hall Pier. I've been out there where 3 days in a row and didn't even turn a click, so it happens. And guys, y'all are more than welcome to ask any questions. I know I'm sitting here building leaders, but don't need that. Just give you an idea. That's how much money I've got cut up, ready to go for this evolution of building leaders. Granted, the 130 was for bigger leaders like the Jack Crevalle, but since I am out of the 1.0 double mini sleeves, I am upgrading the leaders that they're going to get, without upgrading the price, just so that way I can keep my gear in stock. I don't like it when any of my gear is out of stock at any store. So. Excuse me. Yes, I do. Daniel, I still got some of the sea foam and the 100-pound test for sure. So, yes, sir. I totally agree with that one, Rick. Fish humble. Are you talking about Fish Humble Channel or Fish Humbly? That'd be so cool. That would be real cool. I know I've been out on Cool Park Pier where people just got handed to them, like monster fish get hooked up and they never saw it. Like, it swam away from them and there was no recouping anything. But a lot of times too, people are not prepared for big catches like that, because they're using, say 15-pound test, 20-pound mono, and they're just not ready for it. That's why even when I go there, I still take some bigger reels with me, because I know what that pier is capable of doing. It really is. It don't always catch big ones, but when they're there, I definitely want to be able to sit there and say, hey, I didn't get smoked. So, yeah. Oh, we're definitely going to have to check that out, MK, for sure. Yeah. I do have to admit, I've got a totally new respect for those monster cats. Like, you know, now that I've caught a few of the smaller ones compared to what the rest of the guys are catching, you know, it is still pretty awesome to know what those fish are capable of doing and stuff like that. And they're pretty awesome. They really are. So. Roberts Point. So that's not even in the Bay of Corpus Christi. That's in the Laguna Madre. That's closer to the oh man, I'm brain dead right now. The Packery Channel right there. That's a lot closer. It's only a few miles away from there. So, dang, they caught a sailfish at Roberts Point? Wow. You know, I've been hearing a lot of crazy reports from Roberts Point of reds and drum, stuff like that, caught from there and stuff like that. So, come on. Go. Roberts Point. Dang it. yeah, that is for sure. That and why, you know, and that's where a lot of that point comes into play. You know, that elephants eat peanuts, guys. So even with my small gear, I try to make sure that if it hooks up onto one of them, for example, my Dock Demon, still, I've got it set up with an SX Raptor, you know, so using small baits and all of that, it is still ready to rock and roll with the big boys, that's for sure. But it's amazing when you try to mimic doing that, you know, small bait or something like that on a little rod to instigate a big old fish hit, and it never happens. So, but I have to be very humble about this because I've got that 51-inch needle nose gar on the Dock Demon. You know, I was going for alligator gar. I was throwing big bait with it and stuff like that, and obviously it was only, you know, 30 feet out, if that, you know, something like that, 20-30 feet out, and still was able to cook a pretty decent sized fish right there. So 5'11", 5 foot and 6 foot. Is that 5'11" and a half, or is that 5'11" and a 5 foot and a 6 foot? Was that 3 different ones right there? Just want to make sure I'm reading that correctly. Those are massive. So when you're fishing for those, are you using like a drone or a kayak? Dang it. That's still pretty awesome, man. That really is. One day, boss, once I get to traveling, I'll definitely be hitting up all my subscribers here. Hey, man, let's go fishing. I can't wait. I'm excited. I really am. I know a bit earlier we were talking about what's going on with the hurricane relief and stuff like that. Now, I did hear, and this is what it gets me more, is, and then not in a bad way, but, well, yeah, okay, I'm a little lost on what it gets me more of. I heard that with the relief, if you don't make your donations to a church, that they cannot be confiscated from a church. But if you just donate, you know, by yourself like that, then yes, they can go and confiscate, you know, the gear and stuff like that. So I'm just bringing that up because if you do want to make donations, then, you know, I got you, Jaime, writing your name down right here for the fire drawing for later. So, you know, trust me, you know, it's just if you, the reason why I guess I'm bringing it up is so that way if you want to continue making your donations and stuff like that, and you can find a church in those areas, and you don't want your gear to be confiscated by FEMA and who knows, you know what I mean? Because they're already out of money. That is what's all over the news right now. That FEMA used all the money for illegal immigrants, and now that, you know, paying, you know, citizens of the United States need the help, there's nothing there to help them because they, you know, use the money in the wrong direction. So, yeah. Keep wanting to grab these hooks over here, but they're not for what I'm fishing, so I'm gonna have to move them off to the side so that way I don't deal with them. You have to donate to churches. They can't take the money. Yes, I saw that. That's one of the loopholes, that if you want to make donations, that FEMA cannot take away donations from churches. So, it's just crazy how they're, you know, there was no help for these people, and people were willing to, you know, go above and beyond to go help out their fellow man, and then they're being restrained and or threatened with, you know, going to jail. You know, that is the, wow. I just don't understand that. I really don't. Biggest stingray I caught was on my 2500. Oh, yeah. Yeah, catching a stingray on some spinning gear is definitely going to be a fight there. Yeah, I don't doubt that at all right there. Yeah, that's true. Let's see, I had 217 on my concepts because of that. Looking forward to this weekend. The reason why I say this weekend is because I'll be going through a lot of the gifts later on today, or the what I'm trying to do is clear everything off my counter, everything with reels that I have for people that have sent them in for spooling and or prize giveaways. Guys, I am my goal is to clear everything off the counters, get everything shipped out as soon as possible. I know that if I have your gear here, guys, it's on top priority, but with no sales coming in, I'm having to focus in on our orders going out to ensure that money is still rolling in so we can keep our doors open. But that is top priority, guys. So as soon as I get these orders set up, I'll be working on that to get that going. Like I said, Bluegrass's gear is going to be, I'm going to have to go deliver it because I've not seen the FedEx or UPS truck ride by. But again, too, you know, I was up on the spooling machine, so I don't know if I missed them while I was down splicing or something like that. So just a heads up on that. You know, I see the comment about the 90-pound bluefin. Our Team Hard Life rods here, made with the blanks that were supposed to be with the tackle industry and the Vexens, which will soon be called Team Hard Life blanks. We're looking to start bringing in those directly because the new owners have not wanted to carry the solid one pieces that we like because of shipping cost. And because of that, we went a long time without being able to get rods in. So I normally try to keep business with them, and I think I've said this several times before. I had the opportunity to do that years ago with the original owner. Like, he gave me the direct contact because he was okay with it, but I didn't, you know, since, you know, we were buying direct from him, I was okay with paying a little bit more and just knowing that I had somebody I can call direct and talk to if I had any problems. And I liked the idea of being able to talk with him. Plus, also, he's a very good guy, very good. Took care of us all the time. But we're getting ready to set up to have those rods brought directly to us. The reason why I'm making this comment now about the rods is because one of those rods was used. They went to Louisiana, and you know, our customer was getting ready to walk on the boat, and the boat captain said, "Hey, you might want to leave those rods on the docks. They're going to get destroyed out here." And he goes, "No, they won't." He goes, "Yeah, they will." He goes, "Well, look, we're not responsible for any of your gear that gets destroyed." The guy's like, "All right, good. I'm good with that, right?" So they get on the boat, they go out, they start fishing, and he starts hooking up into I think the first one he said was an 80 pounder, then he did a 90 pounder, and then he did a 120 pounder, all on the same rod and reel. And the guys on even the captain was like, "Damn, what kind of rods are those?" And so he started telling them about them and stuff like that. We didn't get no cross sales from it, but it was pretty interesting to hear the story of what, you know, the way he was treated before the fight, and then after the fight. It's like there's some very, very awesome rods out there, guys, for sure. So yep, and we're about to get those in. We're gonna have them in multitude of colors because we like that high vis deal. But I'm also looking into something. I can't really say much on it until I can get everything where I want it to be before I let you know what the kitchen is cooking. But alright, so my lunch is here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and cut out just so I can clean this up and get organized here. But I will talk to y'all later. We will be going live later this afternoon for our fire drawing, and also too to talk about more. Remember our voter registration deal. If you haven't yet voted, guys, please do screenshots of it, because we're going to be doing a giveaway for that, because we want people to get out there and vote, guys. Because really, if you do not like a lot of the stuff that we are telling you is coming down the road, it's up to y'all to do something about it, guys. We cannot. I only have one vote, and you know, if I only have one vote, I cannot change a lot. But if there's 500 or 600 or 700 of us all on the same page, all voting for the same thing, then we definitely have a bigger way and a bigger chance to correct a lot of what's going wrong in here. You know, if you don't like the way it's going, then we got to stand up and speak up, and this is how we're going to do it, guys. We need to vote a lot of these guys out of office, get them removed, because they are throwing our money away instead of using it where it needs to be, guys. So definitely, like I said, I've never been political, never voted in my life until you know, 4 years ago, and now I'm actually starting to pay attention more, because if I don't, then my kids are going to suffer. We're going to suffer more, guys, and I don't want that. So I don't want, like, I'm going to stand up and fight for y'all, but I definitely need y'all's support. So again, guys, if y'all haven't gone to register to vote, definitely go and get it voted, or get registered to vote, and we can go from there, guys. So the screenshot will be teamhardlife1@gmail.com. That is our email here at the shop, or for the YouTube channel, teamhardlife1@gmail.com, and send the screenshot there, and that way we can put you into our giveaway package that we're going to be putting together. Haven't confirmed exactly what we're giving away, but I do have some prizes and stuff like that I will be putting together, so stay tuned for that, guys. Alright, guys, y'all have a good one. I'm about to break down for lunch, and get on ready for this afternoon. Got to go make a delivery and everything. So after I'm back here at the shop, I will go live again. All right, y'all have a good one. Later.